Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Karina,
I'm Kevin.
Robert.
and our app is History Here. We're going to do a brief demo before we go into the presentation. So let's get right to it.
Okay, so if I could get this mouse to cooperate, our homepage is where really all the content lies. You can insert a location, and we're using Firebase to store the recent searches, and when you input a location, it brings back a little snippet from Wikipedia, and then some headline titles from New York Times. We used a bootstrap layout, so we have it was a 4-pager. We took out one of the pages, so it ended up being a 3-pager. There's a little bit about us, and then a contact page with a contact form at the bottom, which right now doesn't submit to anything, but that's something that we would want to implement in the future. So that's pretty much the app and how it works. So.
And it puts also I want to mention, it puts a marker on the map in any place that you search for.
Yeah, geolocate. Okay, and then where's the slides? Okay. I'll let you begin.
So, like I said, our app's name is History Here. And I'm sure, as it was for anybody else, coming up with the initial idea was particularly difficult because we were initially thinking of things that we liked as individuals, but when we came to a consensus, like it says right here, we knew we wanted to use Google Maps because we wanted people to see where they were and options around them for whatever it was that we were building, and that we each like history. And so we started brainstorming, and History Here was born. So, backbone of History Here, it's we use 3 APIs. So we use Google Maps, the New York Times, and Wikipedia. And again, Google Maps is to use geolocation, but we also made it so that you could input a location, so you could get information from the New York Times and Wikipedia from anywhere in the world or anywhere that you choose to search.
And I don't know if anybody else used the Wikipedia API, but that was a lot of fun.
It was particularly difficult to work with. At first, we got it to work in console. We wanted it to specifically give us a snippet of information, just to give us that first paragraph. But then it would return the entire page, and nobody really wants to go to an app and get a full page of Wikipedia information.
And also it returns HTML, so you have to take all the HTML tags out to display just a paragraph.
So for the UI, at first we wanted this awesome bootstrap theme that would have pictures like coming in from the back, on the back end, almost like a carousel, but in the background. And it was going to be great, but it was particularly difficult to work with. And then we became pressed for time, and on Wednesday it was decided to go with something that could meet our needs, that was not as complex but would get everything out there. And we used this business casual theme that Kevin was able to find online, and it worked extremely well for us.
And I forgot, I'll show you the mobile response afterwards. Forgot to do that.
So as you already were able to appreciate, here is the main page. We have a little bit of a screenshot of Google. You could see how there's a paragraph rendering from Wikipedia and a couple of articles that the New York Times was able to populate on that location.
Historical headlines.
Here is a screenshot of our About Us page, a little bit of a blurb of how history here was created, and yeah, and
What we use to create the site.
what we used to create the site, and a couple of realistic pictures of the team. And here's a screenshot of our Contact Us page. And there's a contact form where you could like send your questions, messages, complaints, but don't actually do that. Don't contact us. So, who was this built for? Who would ideally use history here? So, we were thinking of students, teachers, and possibly academia. Tourists, maybe you go to some, I don't know, you might want to travel to Boston, I don't know, even though it's right there, and you want to see, hey, this is a historical place, what has happened here in the past, and get that information rendered to you. Also, we built it for people like us. We really like history and that kind of thing, so yeah, and then anyone looking to do anything on a Friday night, I don't know, you could be in New York and might be wondering, like, can I go to a place with historical relevance or anything like that? So, yeah.
Just want to get into the code.